This is a story from long ago. Created by Astral Chip and released in 2016. Once upon a time, there was an abandoned cute little girl. Lustrous long brown hair, big pinkish eyes, brilliant as diamonds, delicate white skin as pure as snow, and a fashionable blue skirt and white blues. This girl suddenly woke up confused and disoriented in a flower bed, in a ray contrast to her eerie surroundings. In her uncertain thoughts, devoid of most of her memories, she looked around when she recognizes her precious pocket mirror. Filled with sun confirmed, her mood improved, giving her the needed courage to escape her bandits and solve the mysterious situation she was involved with. When it comes to games, terror is really something hard to make, since it requires actual skill to do so. Pocket Mirror has been inspired by many similar games of the same nature like IB, and The Witch House managed to keep a high value of terror, ambient obscurity, sounds, etc. There are many situations where the protagonist faces unsettled occurrences, creating unrealistic, terrifying scenarios that left her scared and panicked. Reacting not only by dialogues but also performing actions. The recurrence use of tactics doesn't feel overwhelming, even though you can clearly notice when something is used again. It feels appropriate. The weakest aspect, yet also strong in value. Causing horror in a 2D game is usually hard, because it's difficult to make it immerse due to the nature of dimensions, but developers still properly make use of the protagonist's senses, feelings and emotions to transmit the horror through the several abomination encounters. In my experience, I believe the use of a range of subjects of horror is a must. You want to enrich a story, and Pocket Mirror do it well. The artifact jumpscare felt still overused, but it was used in a smart way, since it wasn't attached to just one object, but different, and in odd situations diluting it properly through the game. That being said, it wasn't very scary most of the time, sadly. The forte of the story, the developers relied heavily on the protagonist's interaction with the environment. The protagonist battled her emotions and contradictions as she moved forward, facing the challenge that not only scared her, but beat her down and made her question her actions and decisions, using good use of traumas and situational encounters to cause confusion and horror on her psyche. Shows the details that were put into play, and they didn't forget to express them too through vocals. Of course, not everything is perfect, and there were moments that you question her decision making and reactions, like simply not finding it were talking to some creatures. Was it intentional from the developers due to her innocent, childish nature? It could or could not be. What I can say that is that you could expect it from her personality, but also feels off overall due to the circumstances. The story shows how invested the main character is on being herself, polite, worried, scared, friendly, and in many other emotions in the many interactions. And as advances the story, those emotions deepen. The central Dama is recovering her memories, and it's splendid how the characters showcase their feelings and opinions to everyone. In respect to this, the characters are alive, the pacing is very appropriate, and the events happen so gradually that you don't find it hard to follow, even though it's easy to make educated guesses due to the evidence presented that you find while playing early in the game. Most aren't so conclusive to ruin the overall experience. It is a truly enjoyable going through the clues and finding the truth. Finally, considering Amnesia formula, it's incredible how it followed it and yet make it shine so hard in comparison. It's pretty much combined the best of the two worlds. In all honesty, if this game were to be ported into 3D, it will even become a masterpiece. That being said, I'm not devaluating this game at all. If you play it, you will notice how much soul it has, so I give it an 8 out of 10 points. Generally speaking, it has everything, but some aspects could be clearly improved. This mostly resides in horror. When you aim to scare humans, regardless of what some writers think, it is necessary to attack all angles and sparing the peak of it, leaving no corners unchecked, so they can get the full experience. I give it a 7 out of 10 points.